It seems like insurance is going to cause the housing market in Florida to spiral out of control, guys.
Have fun in Florida.
This is crazy. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I talked about increased insurance costs by doubling and tripling. And a lot of people commented and said, yep, I'm in that camp. Yes, that's happening to me. And it looks like it's actually worse than that, guys. I mean, it's really bad. And it seems like your governor is actually coming out and saying, yeah, the insurance companies that I am forcing you guys to pay triple. You hear that? The company that your governor, DeSantis, is forcing you to pay triple premiums is insolvent. But listen, you don't have to take my word. Let's jump into this, guys. You guys will see all the information laid out. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you click that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Make sure you check out in the descriptions. I have a course for real estate investing for beginners and a YouTube course. Let's jump into it. Let's take a look at this video, guys, to prove my point. Let's watch.
Property insurance crisis in Florida is not over. It's an issue we've covered for months now in our Price of Paradise series. Another company, United Property and Casualty, or UPC, entered receivership last week.
And that means their losses are greater than the money that they have to pay out claims. ABC Action News in-depth reporter Stassi Amos has been looking into this crisis hitting not only homeowners, but every taxpayer in the state. Stassi explains why companies are still going insolvent, and she also shares just a little bit of good news.
Let's break that down. So companies in Florida are going insolvent. What does that mean? That means that they have more claims than money to actually pay out. You think to yourself,
how is this possible? Shouldn't they have enough money for a state that is prone to having natural disasters?
I mean, that sounds like common sense, right? But then they do something that's even more egregious to individuals in Florida. Homeowners, they continue to rise up premiums. So remember, guys, even if you're in a part of an area of Florida that won't get hit by natural disasters, you still are going to pay ridiculous amounts on insurance because they have to spread it. You're going to be subsidizing for individuals at the edge of Florida, in Miami, where you get hit really hard, or in some other areas that get hit really, really hard with hurricanes. The love is being spread around, and that's the reason why you're seeing your premiums go up, and up.
Well, I'm looking to turn it up a bit, you know?
But can this go on forever like it has been? And with these companies continuing to go out of business, what happens to your premiums?
You can see the roof has been completely repaired. You know, it's fine. There's a lot of tarps on the roofs down here, and mine's completely done now.
Cape Coral homeowner Dave Stevens is one of nearly 500,000 homeowners who have filed insurance claims after Hurricane Ian hit in September. Even though his property insurance company, St. John's, filed for bankruptcy and was liquidated early last year, he considers himself very lucky.
Slide did send out a what they called a welcome package. That said, we're going to be taking over these all of these policies.
Now we see that once the company becomes insolvent and you've paid 3 to 4 times your premium, it gets switched over to another company.
What?
But, you know, luckily for this gentleman, he was able to take advantage and actually get his property fixed before he lost all of his premiums. But in this situation, we're seeing that you just get passed along from one company to another company to the other company that bought another company to another company that took over that company.
Jesus Christ, that right there is the mail. Now let's talk about the mail.
Well, the question is, can that get really confusing to a homeowner when you're on your 6th company after all the other companies went insolvent? I would think that it is. But don't worry, citizens of Florida. Your premiums are now safe with the new company. And he calls himself Deal Monster.
His policy was one of 100,000 that a new insurance company in Tampa called Slide picked up.
I knew that there were going to be mass insolvencies in Florida,
So we raised a tremendous amount of capital to really kind of capitalize on market opportunities and provide new solutions to the homeowners.
Bruce Lucas, former founder of Heritage Insurance, started Slide with St. John's customers and employees, and now adding more than 70,000 UPC customers.
Wow, I know that makes you guys feel really safe. All those premiums and, it going up 4 to 5 times from your original premium. And you now have you're on your sixth company now that went insolvent. And you're thinking to yourself,
Are my premiums safe?
and then the guy comes along who calls himself the deal monster. And he says, don't worry, we've been raising capital, guys. We got enough money. Don't worry. The money that we raised, it definitely for sure will cover you. Now, there are some contingencies. Hey, we don't need to get into the fine details just yet. We're going to wait till you file a claim and then lay them all out for you.
Man, I'm dead.
The St. John's deal in March, we took a wait and see approach to the market. Obviously, that was a good move because we had a major hurricane and then statutory reforms. But once those reforms were in place, we opened up in January for new business. And then we completed the UPC transaction on February 1st.
On February 16th, UPC went into receivership. The referral document states that the company had millions of dollars in underwriting losses over the years, and now they don't have enough money to cover losses from Hurricane Ian.
Let me get this straight. The new company that took over the other company, who took over the other company, who took over the other company, who took over the other company, to the deal monster. Now it's saying,
Our hands are tied. There's a lot of restrictions that, carried over from one contract to another. And, once you connect A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, 1, 2, 3, once we do all of that, we may cover you.
Rob the poor to feed the rich. Am I right?
if we get this right, you guys can listen to me and understand how this could be a little bit confusing if you're a citizen of Florida, and how you could probably lose track of your original insurer after you're on, fifth or sixth guy and the deal monster comes to you and says this. So it's not a surprise that most people are like, I don't understand who my insurance company is. And let's just for a little bit more clarity, guys. I just want you to, just for a little bit more clarity, let's let them continue on and tell you exactly where the murky area is.
I went through the Office of Insurance Regulations data and found UPC had about 138,000 policies in force when Ian hit.
A lot of policies that they had open damage claims from Hurricane Ian, so our underwriting manual won't let us take those policies.
In an October meeting, UPC estimated about 30,000 claims from Ian with a loss of $1 billion. This means that if they do end up in liquidation, these claims will go to the Florida Guarantee Association, or FIGA.
So they're cherry picking the policies that they want. And remember, I did that video, guys, where I said insurance companies love it when you pay premiums, but you've never made a claim. So what are the chances that this insurance company, the deal monster, decided and cherry picked all of the policies that haven't made claims, but the policies are 5 times more than the original? What are the chances that happened? Well, I would say the chances are pretty high. Hence why a lot of individuals are feeling like, I'm getting cut from my insurance and I don't know why. The reason why is because they don't want to pay your claims, even though that's the reason why insurance is there to begin with, and you're forced to pay it because just in case something happens, then they have to pay it. But in this case, they don't have to pay it because there's a lot of red tape that is I'm not going to even explain. It's confusing to me, guys. And I love real estate, and it's confusing to me. Imagine a homeowner who doesn't even understand all of this information, and they're just saying, hey, I pay the premiums so that if a hurricane, earthquake, fire, something happens to my property, You guys said you would take care of it. And then you hear all of this gibberish. But don't fear individuals who get dropped by their insurance because they're making too many claims, or maybe you need your roof fixed and they're just like, we're not going to pay it. Or they went insolvent and, they just, previously you made claims 5 years ago and they're like, it's not worth it. We want 0 claims and high premiums. If that is the case, if you fall into that, don't worry. Governor DeSantis has got you covered, and you guys will get Citizens Insurance. You're covered.
Citizens Property Insurance Corporation has now topped the 1 million policy mark, and it's no surprise given that this state-run insurance company was writing 32,000 policies a month on average in the last year. Higher rates are now in effect for homeowners who have Citizens Insurance, and the rates will keep increasing every year.
Moving back to the Sunshine State,
here I am, welcome to Florida, and almost couldn't get insurance.
Was puzzling for homeowner Lee Berger.
I called everywhere. I called every insurance company there was. No one is writing in the area.
She secured property insurance for her Delray Beach home through Citizens Property Insurance Corporation.
So what? You're telling me that I get kicked off because everybody is insolvent? I get kicked off because I made too many claims, and then I go to the Citizens Insurance and they won't even take me either? So what do I do?
Awkward. So awkward.
How do I get insurance? So you're telling me you require insurance, but there's no one to get insurance through?
What?
How does that even being enforced? It blows my mind. Oh. Maybe I have to pay 10 times more than I was originally paying to live in Florida. That sounds like it's a money issue. Now I have to basically pay for the damage myself. I figured it out, guys. I figured it out. It's as ridiculous as it sounds. You're trying to make me pay for the damage myself, even though you require me to get insurance. So what happens after I make agreement with the cartel? And I go ahead and I give you your money for the insurance. Does anything happen after that? Well, let's find out.
Just a few weeks later, she was told she needs a new roof or she would be dropped.
I actually didn't even think that your policy could be canceled in the middle of the year.
And it could happen to more policyholders insured by Citizens. The company request to hike rates was approved to keep up with its increasing count of policies.
When those renewal policies began to roll in with the increased premium, I think many people are going to have sticker shock.
Rates are going up from 6.4% and will be capped at 11% depending on the coverage needed.
So you're telling me after I make a deal with the cartel, then you're gonna go look over, you're gonna have an inspection, look at my house, do all this other stuff, and then you're gonna tell me I need to get my roof. That's why I got insurance. That is the whole point. Now I gotta get my roof fixed. What if I don't have the money? Then you're not gonna insure me? Oh, so I got to pay 10 times as more for my insurance. I got kicked out of my other policies. What happened to those premiums? Oh, let me guess. They're lost. They're lost.
I beg your pardon?
So I lost my premiums with all the insolvent companies. I got to pay 10 times as much with the new government-backed cartel insurance. And then you're telling me after I've made premium payments that I'm going to have to get my roof fixed? And I got to pay for it myself to continue the insurance? What the fuck? This is nuts. And you guys say this is the price to live in paradise. Oh, no. It sounds like a racket to me. Okay, Florida, so you broke me down. I'm going to go ahead, lose all my premiums. I'm going to go ahead and jump in with this cartel, pay 10 times more than I normally was paying a couple of years ago. I'll go ahead and do it. I'm also gonna fix my roof. I'm gonna pay $15,000 to $20,000 coming out of my own pocket to continue to have insurance. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. If a natural disaster, a hurricane comes, I just wanna make sure that I'm covered, guys. I'm gonna be covered, right? Okay.
I mean, I think as most people know, I mean, Citizens has not been solvent. If you did have a major hurricane hit with a lot of Citizens property holders, it would not have enough to pay out.